Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our final match of the day for the Beyond the Summit World Tour. It's IG versus Mouse, and we are in Game 3. I am LD of dotacommentaries.com. Joining me, of course, is godz, one of the primary organizers behind this fantastic tournament. godz, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing really good. Looking forward to a game number 3. Nothing better than that. We've had some great series. First, MUFC versus DK went 3 games, and now mouz versus IG going 3 games, showing how even all these TI2 invited teams are. mousesports just a backup team, but showing that they are potentially worthy of getting to play there should it come up.
godz, we got to get some more hype into this cast. If Game 2 is any indication. Although, as I say, I need that vocal. I need that vocal training, man. My throat is getting sore. I'll tell you that now. But I'd happily lose my voice for an epic Game 3. So
that looked really interesting, that vocal training stuff, and something if we get more games like last game, if Game 3 is anything like last game, we're gonna have to be signing up for. Hopefully they do give commentators a bit of a discount. We do community stuff. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun, these games, and we're going to see mousesports. What have they got in mind? They are on the dire side once again. They did use that last game to take advantage of the Roshan position, but in the end, IG, their base was just too hard to crack, and IG, I feel, will just go with what's worked, go with their strength. mousesports maybe going to want to look for a bit of a change in life, get Black onto one of those harder carries, and have some late game potential with their drafts. Even Sing Sing on the Kunkka scales a lot better late game than that Leshrac Rubik they had last game.
Well, Shadow Demon gets banned, and normally when that Shadow Demon gets... I mean, if mouz doesn't get the Shadow Demon, they normally don't go for the Kunkka. So, it's an option, but it now seems an unlikely one as IG throw that ban in there. Chaos Knight gets banned too. Of course, this leaves Prophet in the pool, it leaves Invoker in the pool. We saw Morphling, Night Stalker last game. Pretty much every hero that was in the last game is still available, aside from the Shadow Demon. And it's a Prophet off the bat. How will mouz respond? They could get the Leshrac Invoker. They could get the Leshrac Sand King. We've seen them open that way before. You are leaving yourself open to the Chen as well, though, so maybe mouz will go for that early jungler.
I'm surprised they didn't. I mean, Chen wasn't picked up in the first 2 picks for either team last game. I feel like this is maybe a Leshrac Chen. Maybe not Chen here, but at least Chen in that 3rd pick position if IG don't take it. But Leshrac is a hero they've used a lot and used it successfully. They could go for the Venomancer. It's been a support hero that's had some success. And we'll see whether or not they want to go with that with the Shadow Demon ban. But there's plenty of possibilities for them, depending on which one they want to go for here. And I love the Brew ban from IG. That's a hero which mousesports showed they can use very effectively, and something that, I mean, causes IG some problems. And it's a hero IG will use on occasion, but deciding up against mousesports, up against the aggressive early game centric lineups, they don't want to Brood. And it's Leshrac Enigma, so no Chen as of yet. They still can go for the Chen if they want to put the Enigma in that side lane solo. Could go always to the hands of sexybamboe and then come with me on his Chen, but we'll see how they want to do this.
Yeah, I like this opening a lot. The key here is getting that Leshrac. You don't want to give away a Prophet and a Leshrac to a single team. You have Trance to tank the tower and the Leshrac Edict to just melt it down. That's such a potent combo, and it's a lot to give away. It's also a hero that mouz will love to play, so no surprise they pick it up. They get Enigma as well, another one of their signature heroes. And they have a couple of players who can play him. We see Come With Me handling it a lot recently. Sexybamboe was very well known for his Enigma over the past couple months, but hasn't been seen on it quite as frequently. Seems like he's playing more of that sort of initiator kind of roaming hero nowadays, like the Sand King that we saw. So, where will they go from here? For IG, will they go for some more push? Will they go for maybe a Panda? That's an option. It's a hero they've run in the past. Bounty Hunter got banned last game. It's a hero IG could consider. I would like the idea of IG, when you have Prophet, either you go for some push to complement him, or a hero who's a threat to gank constantly, whether it's a Night Stalker, an invisible hero like Bounty Hunter, someone who can apply pressure through pushing or through the threat, / the actual act of ganking. So, to me, that's the two things, the two paths they could sort of take. You could always go for the hard carry. Morphling is available. And, I mean, mouz have some good lockdown, but it's not outrageous yet. So Morphling could definitely fit into this team.
We haven't seen either team go for the Windrunner yet, and we're going to see IG pick up the Invoker Brewmaster. So Brewmaster it is. Had it in game 1. Didn't really work out too well for them there, but they are going to go for it again this game. And this is a lot of global potential with the Prophet, the Sunstrike that can come in, although if they up against a very sort of heavy, aggressive style, they may just go for that Quan's Wakes Invoker that worked for them just then in game number 2. Mousesports now, what's their third pick going to be? Do they go for some kind of a hard carry now? I feel this, if any, is a game for an anti-mage. None of these heroes are super aggressive. You can maybe opt for anti-mage here. They're going to go Windrunner for now, though. So Windrunner will give them some strong lanes. That's a hero Black was playing back in game number 1. We'll see who plays it in game number 3. What are we thinking for the last couple of picks? What do these two teams need, LD?
You mentioned the anti-mage for Black, and I can't argue with it. He's great at the hero. It certainly does well against IG's lineup. But godz, I got a soft spot in my heart for that Clinks, and I feel he's the perfect... I've said this through the MUFC DK series too. We did not see a Clinks there, but I'm going to keep on plugging the hero. It's one of Black's best heroes, and I think it's just so strong against IG's lineup. All these heroes incredibly reliant on their spells to not only to participate in fights, but also to survive from those ganks. If you get an early Orchid up with him, suddenly Brewmaster may not be able to get his ultimate off in a fight. Invoker may not be able to use that EMP Tornado, may not be able to Ghost Walk. Prophet likely to be split pushing on his own or only with 1 or 2 heroes backing him up at times. Maybe could get caught out farming alone in the jungle. And that's where Clinks comes in, especially with all the follow-up mouse have. The initiation of Malefice, Shackle Shot, Split Earth layered on top of it. They don't have the perfect combo is to have the Clinks and then someone like Prophet who can just TP in and set them up. But Mouse don't have that global mobility. They could go for Wisp if they want it. But yeah, to me, Clinks is the hero that I would like to see Mouse pick up. It is it's not the best in big team fights later on, but you don't have to let the game get to that point.
Oh yeah, no, definitely agree. It is a nice pickup just because of how well it can deal with the Prophet split push, and even focusing down on Brewmaster. His core item pretty much is the Orchid Malevolence, so that's a great counter to silencing the Brewmaster, focusing him down, preventing him from getting the ulti off. Unless there's some sort of counter initiation, some big stuns, there's not much to actually protect the Brewmaster. Maybe a Cyclone EMP if Invoker goes that build. Maybe something like an Earthshaker can be picked up, but right now IG lacking in the support department. Depending on whether Prophet's playing in the jungle as a secondary support or not will determine their last 2 picks here, but we'll definitely be seeing at least one hard support, and that's why Venomancer the ban for now from mousesports. And something to consider is these teams do like to go for those sort of more farm and sort of level-dependent support sometimes. The Chinese teams, they'll go for the Shadow Shaman, they'll sometimes go for the line and use the pulls. One support hero that is still there is Chen. Is this going to be a 4th pick Chen? They've banned out the Enchantress. I feel Chen will work for IG if they want to go for a Chen and then something like a CM, whatever right-click support they want. I mean, Shadow Shaman, Lion, all possibilities as well.
godz, I think we're starting to develop that telepathic connection across about 8,000 miles because, I was thinking that Chen. I was thinking that Chen too. Whenever you see that Enchantress ban, it can be an indication that you want to go Chen. Because the counter jungling can be very aggravating to deal with. And early on, Enchantress tends to have the edge of that matchup. Because she could have more creeps, also she's a little bit harder to kill with that heal once she hits level 2. So it could also be that they just don't... Enchantress is a little bit more offensive. No, it is going to be the Chen, so no more need to theory craft. IG has some great push, and there's your defensive response to the... Even if you go for something like the Clinks. Now Chen, you can try and pick him off. But he gives you another hero that can send your allies back to base if they get in trouble, heal them up with the ultimate, maybe a mech once he gets it. Prophet could go for that as well. And now IG, if they want to go for a carry, I think they still have room for it. I mean, Prophet can play that secondary support role if they want him to. And then Invoker, Panda, and maybe some sort of laner could be that 3rd option. But, I mean, it wouldn't be surprised at all to see maybe a teamfight specialist, a ganker. Nightstalker has a place in this team if that's an option they want to look towards. Well, I guess the lanes would be an issue, but no, it's going to be Shadow Shaman, and that actually makes a lot more sense. Great push for IG, great lockdown as well.
Playing the Prophet as a support would be hard. He can't be like a jungle secondary support when you've got the Chen. And it means that we will be seeing Prophet in probably the top lane as a solo hero, pulling that with his treants. Shadow Shaman going to be the support option for the bottom lane. I like this, getting a support hero who can have a bit of an impact, especially when they don't have a hard carry and they're going to have the Prophet in that off lane. This is a lot of pushing power. I mean, Chen and Prophet, I remember like back in the old metagame, giving a team Chen and Prophet was considered suicide. And that's something that IG are going to be doing. And Shadow Shaman as well. That was back when Shadow Shaman was a top pick. It was like Shadow Shaman, Chen, and Prophet were your top 3. And here we see IG having all 3 of those. A lot of push. Invoker now in the mix as well. And mousesports. There's your curveball. There's a life stealer.
Well, he's a hero that's pretty good versus Panda. The Rage will prevent Panda from using any of his disables versus you. You can also go toe-to-toe with that Fire Panda from a pretty early level. What mousesports have is a lineup that can get a lot of kills early on. As far as carries go, Lifestealer doesn't need a whole lot of items to be effective. If this game goes really late, he's a melee carry. Assuming he doesn't have a big farm advantage, Prophet, Invoker, especially with the disables and the team fight of Shadow Shaman, as well as Panda, will probably be able to out-carry him. But of course, that's only in the late game. Lifestealer gives you great chasing potential, a hero that scales quickly, gets strong fast, doesn't need many items to be effective.
10 seconds.
It's not a hero we see a whole lot of. It was popular for a while. I feel like there was a phase where a lot of games were a DK, a Dragon Knight, not the team DK, but the hero, up against Lifestealer, and it's a decent counter to that DK, but he hasn't been seen a whole lot recently, so I guess, godz, your thoughts. How do you think we're going to see Sing Sing play this guy?
Oh, I'm wondering. I mean, is this going to be mid, or I mean, black is going to be on the last. What is the last hero actually for black? My mind is drawing a blank. What's the last hero, LD?
I'm drawing one as well. Can I check?
It was one of their first couple of picks. It was one of their first couple of picks because the lifesteal of the Vengeful Spirit was the top pick.
I'm gonna cheat.
Less
right
track. No, it's a less track.
Oh, you ruined my cheating. Okay, yeah, there we go. So that means it will be a farmless track, and Bamboe probably get. How are they gonna lose?
Dual lane mid, maybe they could either dual lane mid or have Leshrac mid. It's going to be Bamboo on the off lane with Enigma in jungle by sexybamboe. I mean, that's whether it's dual lane mid or Leshrac mid is probably the only thing they're really considering. I don't think they'll send more than one hero bottom, and the only hero to go bottom is going to be the Windrunner. So introducing Mouse properly, you've got sexybamboe on the Windrunner. We've got Come With Me playing the Enigma. We've got Black playing the Farming Leshrac. 1437 on the Vengeful Spirit, and Sing Sing playing the Lifestealer.
Meanwhile, on the side of IG, Ferrari 430. Is this the third game in a row he's played Invoker? I believe it is. I hope he going mid this time, so he'll have a bit of a better time. Chuan on the Chen has a Smoke of Deceit already picked up, so always the potential for those early ganks. YYF going to the bottom lane. He'll be farming on Panda, supported by Faith. This is a support Shadow Shaman, Observer Wards, as well as Sentry Wards already picked up. Huge gold investment. They would need to get these pulls off. Shadow Shaman is very level dependent as far as supports go, and finally, it's going to be Joe. There, I got it right this time.
Yep. Joe.
Playing the Prophet. Yes! Finally.
30 seconds.
And we'll see how he wants to do this. He is currently sitting at Fountain still. I mean, I guess he wants to summon a few more treants. He wants to head up top and use those treants to try to pull the creep wave away, but it doesn't look like he's going to be in position to do so. His treant's going to maybe scout out some runes, try and deny whatever first rune there is, unless his team can pick it up. But he's up against a tough lane, the VS with the Lifestealer. He's definitely going to want to pull it with those treants. Mid lane, I mean, Invoker versus Leshrac. Fairly even, I've got to say. Leshrac is building towards a fast bottle with this eco build. He's got 200 gold sitting on him. Ferrari spending all his gold. He's got the Blades of Attack. He hasn't leveled Quaz or Wex yet, though. So there we go. Quaz is leveled up, and he's going to go Quaz Wex again. And I like this choice. It does make sense. He's got the Blades of Attack and goes for Quaz Wex. It will be the added damage he needs, whereas Exalt, you don't need to go for the fast phase boots as much.
Yeah, and I believe it was Ferrari that popularized this build originally, going for the early Blades of Attack. So it's good to see him using that build. And, well, he's going to have those early phase boots if all goes well, and that's going to make him very difficult to gank. Especially going Wex, the other benefit is you get early access to Ghost Walk, so if the enemy wants to gank you, it's expensive. Creep, it looks like, what happened here? Oh, they were trying to pull the wave, but Sing Sing, somehow the waves have ended up meeting at a weird location here in the jungle. It's closer to Joe's tower, so he's going to get a little bit of farm. And summons up some treants. Just trying to get whatever experience he can. This is a strong lane, but at level 1, not the best at getting those kills. Lifestealer at least needs 2 levels, a level 2 so he can get Feast as well. That's where a lot of his damage comes from. But this is a lane that Joe will definitely struggle in. Over towards the bottom lane, it's YYF getting a good amount of farm. Faith, not really the... I mean, Shadow Shaman is not great as a harassing hero. His attack range is not fantastic. His damage is good, but he relies on Ether Shock for most of his damage, and you can't really spam that as a support hero.
He's good at level 1. He's just going to use it a couple times, I think, just to give the Brewmaster a bit of a laning advantage. Then he's going to go use that pool. He's actually de-watered it already, so the pool's now spawned, but I think the first one actually got blocked, so he didn't get a chance to stack it until until the 152 mark. He couldn't stack it at the 052 mark, so he's going to go stack it now, I think. Hopefully he does prove me right, but we'll see what he wants to do at bottom lane.
Look at this Observer Ward. It must be just out of range of the Sentry there. It's so close. But yet so far, and that's very fortunate for this Windrunner, because without that ward at level 3 or 4 for the Shadow Shaman, maybe around that 4-minute mark or so, she could definitely get picked off. Early smoke for
smoke
Chuan.
up.
Very early smoke.
I mean, it should be a dead Windrunner, depending on where they want to place it. Actually, I'm going to go mid. I like this choice. Easier kill and a more important kill. They can win bottom lane regardless. Mid lane is depending on basically the 1-to-1 matchup, and they're going to get a kill. Chen Ursa. Easy kill.
Look at the burst damage for IG. That was, I mean, that was just very matter of fact. And you know, it's both of these heroes mid are gankable. Now it's going to be hard to gank Invoker because he's got Wex as well. So now he has Ghost Walk. He's going to have phase boots quickly. But Leshrac is very squishy, not mobile. As beefy, as much damage as he does, he is a glass cannon early on, and we saw it right there, shattered easily by that Chen smoke in.
Yeah, and I mean, meanwhile, top lane Sing Sing 12 CS. Prophet has managed to hit level 3 though, so he's not having that bad a time. And these treants using some pulls of his own, also disrupting the pulls and just right-clicking away on Vengeful Spirit. I mean, you can harass the VS just a bit with those trees, and he's forced some regen to be used. But Come With Me has now come towards top. He's got a soaring, and we could see Zhou looking to maybe find his tower under pressure, being pushed down by this Enigma with the VS and lifesteal, or at least looking to die for some kills.
I think he actually got the last hit on that Dark Troll Warlord. I can't really tell right now, but it looked like his attack got it. That's a big pickup. He's already level 3. He must have gotten it. Yeah, because he's level 3 3 minutes in. And again...
I'm not sure. He was already level 3 before it, but he might have got some additional... he was already level 3, but I'm not sure if he got additional XP or not for that. You can see by the color of the plus 60 gold, which we can't actually see right this second, but whatever color that is, it looks like it's Come With Me who might have gotten it. I'm not 100% sure though.
Either way, not the biggest deal in the world, but if he was, it's a nice little trick that he's using right now though. We see this sometimes for Prophet players. You have the chance to give you vision up on the high ground. You don't even need a ward, and then you farm from the low ground. Keeps you very safe unless they have multiple blinks or other mobility skills that let them get down there to punish you. So. He's really making the best of the situation. Then again, Bambo's not having a half bad time either. Sure, there was a little bit of shadow or ether shock harassment, but Bambo had 6 tangos and a salve when he entered this lane. He's only used 2 tangos so far. He's gonna have boots soon, and although he probably can't stop YWF from farming, he can get some levels and farm of his own. I feel the kill potential. Yeah.
Sorry, I just want to interrupt you. I'm being a complete rude jackass.
No, go ahead.
I just used something cool. The combat log. Dark Troll is killed by Eidolon. This is really cool. I love this combat log. I would never use it in commentating because it's quite messy and hard to understand. But you can actually use the combat log. Go to select attacker Enigma and it shows you Dark Troll killed by Eidolon. I just thought that was so cool. I couldn't help but interrupt you. I'm sorry.
No, I'm really glad you did. Don't get me wrong. I was just like, what is God's gonna tell me now? Let me check this out. But yeah, killed by Eidolon. You can see it there. So, well, that's a big chunk of golden experience going the way of the Dire. If Prophet had jacked that, I mean, these sorts of things do add up. You know, maybe it's an early pair of boots, maybe it's an early extra level in the teleport, or even getting the trance just to push a little bit quicker. We've seen those sort of snipes have bigger ramifications down the road, but again, not the end of the world that showed us that one. So,
and we'll have to see whether or not Chen tries to pick up another smoke, go for some more ganks. I mean, getting a second kill on Black at mid or kill on Windrunner at bottom, which can lead into a push, could really help out their team. It's a bit of a 50-50 thing. Do you just help continue to dominate this mid lane, leaving Brewmaster sort of not entirely solo against the Windrunner? I mean, Shadow Shaman is providing some harass and just the fear factor that he can come out at any time. Although there is that Observer Ward. I mean, you mentioned it before, just outside of range is really giving Windrunner a huge boost and a huge help at bottom lane. So maybe the focus will be on the bottom lane since they don't seem able to gank him at the moment.
I mean, I go back to what I said before. I still feel like IG is okay with trading. This lifestealer, it's not like IG had 0 late game. They've got, as far as supports go, Shadow Shaman, one of the very best supports to have because of his double disables and the wards, great for pushing. And then they've got Invoker and Prophet, 600 range heroes that can, that can farm reasonably well, that can look to sort of carry a team. Lifestealer is a strong right-click hero. If you just sort of stand the 2 heroes next to each other, he'll out right-click anyone on the map. But in a real game situation, he's not the most mobile. Although Sing Sing, with his standard phase boots Mask of Madness, can help to mitigate that quite a bit. But yeah, we're gonna have ourselves an unpause and some more harassment back and forth. Eidolon's fighting trees. Trees running for their lives. And, I mean, overall, it seems like a very even game, aside from that Chen. And, I mean, you mentioned the possibility of him continuing to gank. I wouldn't mind seeing him get for quick level 6 either. You've already set up mid for success. Bottom is not doing too poorly. Prophet should be okay. If he really gets into trouble, he can always go farm in his own jungle. And maybe rejoin that late in a bit. So I would be fine with Chuan just getting some levels right now.
Yeah, Chuan, I mean, yeah, I agree. Getting a few levels here, I mean, he's a bit low in mana, so even if he does go out and gank, he's got maybe one test of faith. Windrunner is backed off. Actually going to start stacking some of these ancients. No, he's going to ward the bottom river. Going to help that gank coming from the side here. And they've only just bought those observer wards. He's going to scout out the centaur as well as Chen. So that's going to help deal with these ganks. But Chuan has picked up a second smoke now. So he's going to be ready, able to avoid those if he uses that from his jungle.
He certainly knows better than us, gods. And Ferrari picks up a DD, charges towards mid, and oh man, phase boots already complete on an invoker, a Wex invoker at that, versus a bootsless Leshrac, 315 versus 340 move speed, and that's without activating the phase boots. That's only with level 2 Wex. Black is going to have a real hard time getting any sort of farm in this lane right now, even 1v1 I feel, especially with the DD up. I mean, he can try and spam his nukes from a safe distance. But he actually wants to go toe-to-toe. Big dive from Ferrari. Cold Snap piercing through. A lot of damage done. Tornado as well. He's going to throw it a bit late, actually, and I think that's going to save Black. If it was just a second sooner, he would have disabled that cast animation.
Oh,
but, great play by Black.
A bit late or a bit early. I think he cancelled his last right click. His last right click didn't land because the tornado made
yeah, you're right.
Leshrac dodge it. So either a bit late, I agree, a bit earlier to stop the stun would have worked, or a bit later. I mean, you are right, but I think he could have also done it a bit later and got the kill too.
Just one of those unfortunate timings. And again, there is some delay for IG in this game, so can't really fault him too much there. Still, Ferrari's level 6 already. And we saw how well he did, gods, with a horrible start last game, and he's had a great one this time around. Already 20 CS, not the best farm in the world, but first blood more than makes up for any last hits that he's missed. Look at the pressure by Chuan, just methodically chopping down that bottom tower. Panda, almost level 6, only a few creeps away, and with that ult up, that's another easy kill, or you can just use it to help push if anybody tries to TP and get that kill and then kill anyone who tries to TP in to defend. So, I mean, this is big for IG. Prophet even joins now. And what is the response from Mouse? A smoke gank towards mid? It's going to be hard to kill Ferrari, even with perfect chain stun. It's a big commitment too. Come with me is smoked as well. He's circling around. They really want Ferrari. Remember, this bottom tower is about to die. But our eyes are focused on mid as we see the gank commencing. Come with me. Level 3 Malefice. This will stun twice. Malefice to start. Ghost Walk to follow. Dust is used. Magic Missile. Courier flies in. Oh no, that would be a horrible feat of the Courier. One more volley. Not going to kill it off. Invoker dies at the expense of a tier 2. I think IG are fine with this trade. If the Courier had died, that would not have been a good trade, but it barely escapes.
Yeah, the Courier would have been as big a loss as losing the Invoker, but they got the tier 2 tower, they lose the Invoker. That's the kind of smoke gank which Invoker can't really avoid. If he was level 7, maybe, because if he was level 7, he would have had a Tornado as well as a Cold Snap, and then he could have thrown a Tornado, allowing him to maybe avoid a stun, get away, but level 6, he can't escape that gank.
Yeah, Joe rotated towards bottom. He did knock down the 2 towers for team, but now he's only level 5. He is a bit behind, needs to get that ult up. 1600 gold. If he wants to rush a Midas, he'll have it soon. He last hit at least one of those towers. And this is the power of Prophet. You know, you have a bad lane. You can't really approach the creep wave too much. At one point, there was 3 heroes right near him. And he's got about a 7-minute Midas if he wants one. I feel like he could go for that, of course. You could always go for Urn, Medallion, Mechanism. Prophet, probably the most versatile here in terms of which items he can use. Malefice onto the low ground. Magic Missile to follow. They're trying to snipe him, but I don't think they'll be able to. And this is why you farm from that low ground, because it keeps you safe. TP back to base, wasting the mana, wasting the time of Mouse. Great play by Joe, a great positioning. Oh, middle lane, Black Cold Snap to start. Tornado to follow. No, Tornado's going to miss. Just a bit too slow on that one. Black is dodging a bullet, but still, just a bottle and a TP. Boots on the Courier, actually, but he's going to have to go back to base, gods. He is not having a good time.
I'm glad we're finally seeing a proper Ferrari Invoker. The last 2 games he's had a miserable time. I mean, game number 2 at bottom lane was, like you mentioned, one of the worst one of the worst times an Invoker has ever actually had because of what the other team did. And now we're going to see the movement up top. Ferrari level 7, he's got a Tornado. He actually hasn't got the level 2 Invoke yet, so he's only got 1 spell, maybe something he'll get a bit later on. I've seen a few invokers do this. I've never known if it was something intentional or just something like, oh, they forget to get the level 2 invoke, but he's opted for another point in Wex.
You know, I'm really not sure... What was I gonna say? I'm really not sure why IG sent so many heroes top, to be honest.
I think they just want to push.
I guess
I think
they
they're
do.
just they're going to force the push.
They do have the Panda ultimate. It's a pretty big investment, though. And Chuan's not here as well. I feel like Invoker might be better off getting some levels, but they're going to commit to this push. Joe, it's tough to push against this black hole. They really have to be careful. The Panda ult will negate that if he can get it off, but you don't want to waste either of those too early. So the timing here will be crucial. Tornado may be the way to set things up. IG are going to back off, and I mean, personally, I think you want to get the Prophet ult up, let him get his Midas, and then go for this push in a minute or two. But they do defend the tier 1. Now Prophet TP's away. No, he cancels that TP. He's going to stay top. And now he's going to TP mid. Midas has been delayed about 2 minutes as a result of that 4-man group up, but he should get it now in the next minute or so. And Sing, by the way, has had a Midas for a while. At least a minute and a half or so. It's cooling down. In fact, he just used it the second time this game. So he's had it for probably 4 minutes. Very fast Midas for him.
Hey man, I'll check that game log and figure out exactly what minute he bought it at.
Yeah, alright, I'll talk to you in 20 minutes once you find that.
Exactly, I feel like that is where I do not want to be going and looking at it. But anyways, top tier 1 tower, mousesports, they're in a position, I think they can get this uncontested. Brewmaster, he's got his arcane boots, but he's still 400 away from a blink. 400 away from a blink, that's a very quick blink on YYF. He is looking to get that engagement coming soon. And that's going to really help out IG in these fights. That's
going to make life so difficult for a lot of heroes on Mouse. Sing won't care too much. Windrunner may not care either. But the other heroes are really going to be unhappy about it. The Vengeful Spirit, Enigma especially, and the Shrek, who is so far behind. Boots and Bottle. Actually, 900 gold. He's gotten some. Thanks to that tower being knocked out top. Black's done a nice job of coming back too. He's had a horrible lane because of that early gank. Ferrari having a good start. Speaking of Ferrari... Looks like he's going for a 4-staff, and he's got it in about 200 gold. This is going to be 11-12 minute Wex Invoker 4-staff phase boots. I mean, it's one thing to see it on an Exhort Invoker where he's got a lot of damage, but you can still track him down. Ferrari's going to be moving really fast, and he has the 4-staff mobility. Also the damage from it as well, which is not to be underestimated. Ferrari is going to have a huge opportunity to make an impact. It's the Invoker and the Panda. That combination, plus Chuan about to get 6 as well, and the... Oh man, IG, all of their big abilities coming online now. It's going to be a tough next couple minutes for mousesports.
Oh yeah, mousesports are going to have to watch out. And it is Sing at top. The chain disables. That's how you deal with a lifestealer. Can he infest into the Centaur? He doesn't in time. If he'd managed to do that, he might have been okay. But even Chen, if he's quick, can send it back to his own fountain.
A Hail Mary of a boulder toss. The spell actually is used, and I think they're going to have a 1437. TP immediately canceled by that secondary boulder. Oh no, he actually jukes himself and blinks away. I think he misclicked there a little bit. Joe going to get caught out bottom lane. He will go down. Decent trade there for Mouse. They lose their lifestealer, but the Midas... Actually, oh no, the Midas is on cooldown, so... Like, if your Midas is available to use and you're dead during that time, that's a much bigger deal than if you've used it and then you die. Because it means you're not starting that cooldown. It means you're not getting close to that next cooldown as quickly as you should be. Invoker bottom, Ferrari's got the 4-staff. Tornado's gonna miss everything. Blink in, clap, EMP. They both should be dead. One more right click does the trick, and IG have a very strong 1-2 chasing combo now. This is gonna free up the map for everyone else. The Prophet, the Shadow Shaman, they're gonna have a chance to get some farming levels thanks to these early items.
Yeah, and it's going to be Prophet who gets a lot of farm this game. He's the one who needs to be sort of taking it if it does go late game. Prophet, as well as Invoker to a lesser extent. And both those heroes are doing fairly well. Prophet's had a bit of a tough time. He hasn't got a single kill or assist, but he's managed to get level 8 with quite a decent farm. And the problem I feel is for Mouse, the big problem is that the lifesteal is a carry hero who can easily get kited around by 4-staffs, by this ranged harass, by even the Prophet Sprout. I mean, that if he gets sprouted up, the rage, I mean, while he can use it to maybe keep himself alive, he's still going to be stuck. He can't be doing the damage he needs.
Right.
And he hasn't gone for something like a Quelling Blade. I mean, I even feel Quelling Blade eating up an item slot doesn't make it a viable counter for Sprout in the long run anyways.
Right, it's not like he needed it in the laning stage. Oh, Ferrari runs into 3 enemy heroes, Tornado on 2. Will he get away? Is he really going to escape? He is. Eddie at the 4-staff. The turnaround comes, the net to start, the stomp to follow, and Come With Me gets caught out. He goes down. Mouse tries to get aggressive. Unfortunately, the counter gank for IG is so powerful. Tornado, the disables of Shadow Shaman, the Chen creeps, well microed by Chuan, even with the delay. And then on top of it, if Panda ult is up, the Blink as well. I mean, you really cannot gank into this IG lineup right now if you're Mouse. I just don't see a hero that can charge in. The Blink Dagger and Come With Me, that's the one thing that can turn it around. But he's got to catch Panda, he's got to catch the other heroes with disables. It's going to be hard to find that opening, especially against Tornado and the Blink of Panda. It's so easy for IG to initiate, and I feel like it's so hard for Mouse to do so.
Yeah, and now we're going to see, I mean, IG just going one by one, taking these out towns, TPing. It looks like it's Wing on who he's going to be TPing in. Try to spam this off a little bit. Shackle shot does land the 2-hero shackle shot. Sexybamboe, great play from him. The stun's actually on Faith, so they're going for him. Sing Sing gets hexed up. There is a send back. Holy Persuasion.
Oh, what an escape! Infest the creep outside of the Sprout. He's gonna get away. Blink on 3. What a black hole by Come With Me. And this early, the damage is insane. Sing Sing finds his opening. No, Panda ult is popped. Boulder toss on the Black. Black in a lot of trouble. Cold Snap as well. Black will go down. Sprout unnecessary, but thrown out there anyway. Cyclone not in range. Storm Panda. Actually, Windwalk was used. It was on cooldown, so they don't get a whole lot. But I mean, a perfect black hole, and in the end, was that really a 2-for-1? No, there was a buyback on Jones.
It was profit buyback, but oh man, it didn't get a whole lot out of that. I have to say, I mean, it was a massive black hole, but they were fighting inside those Serpent Woods, just providing damage needed for IG, even during the black hole.
That's a great point. Well, after all is said and done, we have a decent experience, or a decent gold lead, and basically a 0 experience lead for IG. But IG having the Midas up on Prophet, and I mean, like we talked about, Lifestealer can be kited. We saw it already, the potential for it. Sing Sing made a huge play. Oh, Shackle off from Creep to Hero on a Ferrari, but not going to get a solo kill. In fact, Bamboe's the one in trouble. Tornado EMP bouncing through. Wow, look at Ferrari. Oblivion Staff number 1 complete. Oblivion Staff number 2, 800 gold away. He's going to have an Orchid and a Force Staff and Phase Boots on top of it all by 18-20 minutes at this rate. Oh boy.
Yeah, and I mean, right now the big hero, I mean, we saw, I mean, that fight, the kills that did come from Mouse was mostly the Leshrac anyways. I mean, I feel Lifestealer didn't have the damage needed to provide his team the additional kills and win that team fight. I mean, Black did a lot of damage there, but the Lifestealer pick needs his armlet, needs his next item to follow, whether it's the Mjolnir, some kind of damage item. I mean, he needs to start getting them up soon, and for the moment, he's got great farm. He's got the Midas, he's got the Phase Boost, but he needs more farm.
Oh, Sexybamboe gets caught. It's so easy to find these picks for IG. I mean, Sexybamboe is playing Windrunner. He's not really that out of position. I guess the towers are down bottom, couple heroes missing. So maybe he's a bit out of position, but still, it's just the mobility for IG right now. It wasn't an awful play by Bamboe. It's just the items they have, the heroes they've gone for. And now they're going to go for Roche. No Panda ult. They have a lot of minions, though. And one thing to note, Sing Sing is all the way up top. Mouse just don't feel like they can take this fight. And without the black hole, I mean, sure, there's no Panda ult, but there is also no black hole. And I mean, who do you give the Aegis to here? Ferrari?
I'd say Ferrari. Or I think he's one who can make the most use of it. Even the Shadow Shaman could make some decent use of it. But there we go. Ferrari's walking on in. He's going to grab it. Power shot coming in, and there we go. Ferrari picks up the Aegis. And we'll see some new big items coming up soon. Faith is actually leading the charge mid. He needs to be careful. Backup is not nearby. Prophet actually going to TP. He goes for it. Black gets sprouted up. He stuns his way out. Power shot was going to be there as well. And IG, I think they're actually going to go for a mid tier 3 tower push. They've got the Surf Mords, they've got the Chain Creeps, they've got Treants, they've got great units to push with. While, I mean, Mouse do have spam, I don't know if it's going to be enough to defend this.
Uh-oh, Force Staff in on Black, and he gets caught out. That actually happened in the last game, too, and another great play there for IG. Getting a big pick-off, forces the buyback on Black. Last game it was Sing Sing, this time it's Black. That offensive Force Staff use, we really don't see it a whole lot in pro games. I mean, it's almost always used defensively. It's a bit hard to catch your opponents out, but IG finding those openings. And, well, they're not going to get racks. The wards are farmed up. A lot of gold towards Mouse, and they defend. But the big issue right now is Black. He's died a lot. Blink in, clap. Head ult is up. Will it be used? Not just yet. It's a great swap away. 1437 saves Black's life. Blink in. Black hole on everybody. Man. Sing Sing chopping them to bits. There's your damage. Everybody goes down. Panda ult. Finally it gets off. 1437 will drop, but there's just no backup here. Actually, there is, because Ferrari had the Aegis, and Sing Sing now in a bit of trouble. Ferrari can turn this one around. Cold Snap available. Tornado cooling down. Panda is going to chase. They want Sing Sing. They will get him, but I believe he does have the buyback. He has it, so they're not going to lose racks. Ferrari may die. Blink in. Come with me gets the kill. YYF in a lot of trouble. They're going to lose an Aegis and 4 heroes. Chen already used everything, I believe, so he's not even here anymore. Oh, Blink away. No power shot attempted. Blink cooling down for Come With Me. I don't think he's going to catch him. I say that. He may still catch him.
He can cut the distance with a Blink stun. If he gets there in time, he's going to cut the distance.
Oh, what a Blink! He gets it. What a Blink by Come With Me, but is it enough? One more Malefice, couple more auto attacks. The lightning, he gets fogged. It's not going to be enough this last auto attack, but YYF runs himself into a corner. Oh no, YYF. Probably not the best path to take. He gets caught out. I think if he had just ran straight down the lane, he would have actually gotten away. But he was trying to juke there, trying to fog a little bit longer to get that Blink off cooldown. Great
smart by Come With Me.
Great gap.
That was all Come With Me, cutting the distance by blinking over those trees, and he wasn't going to, if he followed straight directly after, even with his Blink coming up soon, he was out of range for a Blink stun until he cut the distance using that little shortcut of his.
Yeah, so he took this path instead of taking this one, and it really made all the difference. TP up top, Come With Me gets caught out. Ferrari, cold snap to follow. Come With Me is dead. Big pickoff. And they're shutting down Come With Me. The Orchid almost up. If they had that in the last fight, might have made a big difference, because you could just drop the Orchid right away on Enigma, and then blink in, drop the Panda ult, and that Enigma is dead. It's a reliable way to lock him out. They almost have it too, so I guess let's take a look at Sing Sing here. He hasn't really built too much more. He's got the Midas, he's got an armlet and phase boots, but it's not outrageous farm. It's good farm, but considering how early the Midas was, Sing Sing's got some items, but like you said, he really needs at least one more big item. Maybe a Maelstrom working towards Meowner, maybe that Assault Cuirass, even a Desolator, but he needs something. I mean, Basher is certainly a viable option as well, but I still feel he's going to get kited in these fights, unless we have an amazing Black Hole. And that's a lot of weight to be on Come With Me's shoulders.
He's had, 2 Black Holes so far have been pretty spot on that last one especially, but IG just getting further and further ahead with this lead of theirs by getting all these towers. It's over 5k, and that's mostly just because of these towers, because Sing Sing Black have some decent farm. Even Bamboo on the Windrunner. He's got his mech up, he's got 500, 600 gold as well as the phase boots. He's going to start building towards that 4-star, but IG now have taken all the outer towers. They haven't got the Aegis anymore, so it's going to be hard to, it's going to be a risk to break on through that middle lane, but I think it's a risk they can take with the Serpent Wards and just play it steady and know what's coming. Profit, Necro Book it is to go for this push.
Ferrari, the 4-step in on the enemy hero, Tornado, EMP to follow, blink in, clap by YWeb. Man, Ferrari is winning these fights for his team, gets another pick, and now the Rack's in jeopardy. Windrunner, no buyback, mechanism already used anyway. Ben's just short of buyback for about 10-15 seconds, during which time the Rack's under absolute siege. More treants. It's just so much crap that IG are shoveling down Mouse's throats right now. Too many units, too many Serpent Wards. Rack's will drop 21 minutes in, and against a Prophet, this is a very early grave to be digging, and it's already being filled back in as IG head towards the top lane. Chen, even micro his creeps, needed to A-click one of the allied creeps to keep that one alive. Not going to do so. Centaur will take a fall. Now another 4-step in! Look at Ferrari! This initiation, just outrageously good play by him. And something you really don't see this very often. Bamboe gets silenced up, and nice job by Ferrari keeping him alive for the moment. Mousesports do defend, though. They're not going to lose a second Rax for the moment. So they're not out of this yet, but they are very much on the back foot now. And with that early Rax, it frees up that enemy jungle for Chen, as well as the Prophet. And speaking of that Prophet, Necro 2 up, getting close to Necro 3. More brute force coming your way if you're Mousesports. And, well, actually, IG are not even going to stop. They still have the Panda ult. Shackle onto Chuan. Are they going to make a go? Come with me fishing for an opportunity. Tornado not going to hit. EMP flies through. Drives Sing Sing back. Uh-oh, Sing Sing out of mana. Forced to use the wand. Tower takes a fall. Necro Book was used. 4-step in again! Sexybamboe gets caught out. Sprouted up. YWF clap to follow. Bamboe goes down. Panda ult used. Could probably just right-click the Rax. That's what he's going to do. Boulder toss onto Black. Black in a lot of trouble here. Yep. We're going to get the Rax, and I don't think Mouse can come back from 2 Rax this early. I could be wrong, but they just can't fight right now. It's that Panda ultimate. As soon as this drop, Come With Me just watches.
This is the power of the Chen, Shadow Shaman, Prophet. I mean, this trio was feared a good 4 months, 6 months ago when Dota 2 was first becoming an esport. And now it's sort of being brought back. I mean, it's not often you'll see a team getting both Chen and Prophet, but these teams have shown they didn't really rate the Chen that highly in Chuan. playing it well, going for this huge, just all-out brute force early game push. And the two heroes they have to complement it, the Invoker and the Brewmaster, great additions. Brewmaster, he's gone for an early Vlad's over an item like the Aghanim Scepter. He'll get the Ags anyways, but the auras that he's providing, and most importantly, that initiation, the Blink Clap, spells Doom, and just basically guarantees that they can get those racks. Invoker, the silence is helping out, but he's just got raw DPS, and that force out, he's gotten 2 kills this game. He's gotten a kill last game as well. He's been forcing heroes in left, right, and center. Some great individual play from Ferrari.
It just shows you, I mean, this is why so many people think a Force Staff is one of the best, if not the best item in the game. I mean, we always see it used defensively, or maybe even to set up something like Shackle Shot, but to be able to force the enemy into your entire team, especially this IG lineup, they're dead if that happens. Tornado flying through, just catches, come with me. Actually looked like it was going to miss, but you are able to blink out of that. And Sing Sing in the back lines looking for an opening. Prophet TP's up. Here comes that final brute force push, and while this is happening, mid's pushing in, top's pushing in. Oh, it's going to be hard for Mouse to defend this. IG, I feel like they could just send the minions in and probably take this tower down at least a half, if not more. Panda ult still on cooldown. Maybe want to wait for that to be up. Wards are dropped as well. Look at all the stuff they're throwing Mouse's way. Look at Black. Oh, he actually kills off the melee Necronomicon. Sing Sing in the back lines. Tries to rage TP out. Will he be in time? Just gets out in time. But dropping
Sing
quite low.
3.6k gold. I mean, he is ridiculously farmed. He's probably, I mean, despite the IG having all these towers, I think his individual gold is just better, is higher than anyone's in the game. I mean, he's picked up a Mithril Hammer, may just go for a Maelstrom. I think he's just going to keep the gold now for a buyback. He may need a buyback this fight to hold on to this last racks, but he's had a great game just by this strategy. It's just not worked for mousesports.
Yeah, Lifestealer just doesn't really deal with the lineup that IG has. I mean, especially not at this stage of the game. Silence on the same stage. Ferrari gets caught out. A little bit over-eager this time. Mouse was prepared. They send him back. And oh my god, he's going to live with about 100 health. That's a moment of frustration if you're on Mousesports. And while this is happening, top pushes in, bottom, or mid pushes in as well. Mouse are just not going to
use the Chen heal, Chen ulti and Chen mech just to save him. He lived on 70 HP. If Chen was level 10, he would have died there. If that was not a level 2 Hand of God, he would have been dead. Everything used, and well, I have to say, Mousesports, that was unfortunate for them.
I mean, normally if you catch an Invoker that out of position, and let's be honest, Ferrari, like, when he gets these pickoffs with the 4 stats in of the enemy heroes, he is very deep towards the enemy territory, and I mean, getting caught out like that, that's having that level 11 Chen, like you said, that keeps him alive. If they weren't this far ahead, he would have definitely taken a fall there. So, IG just slowly sieging this tower, and towers do not regen, so it will be going down soon. Could be denied now. Actually, not going to be denied. Joe gets that one as well. Look at the damage Black is taking. I think he killed that same melee minion again. Oh man, and now he's got to go back. The wards dropped. I think they're actually out of range of the melee racks. But there's just not... Black, or Mouse just don't have enough to throw this the way of this push.
No, absolutely. The melee rack is just getting right-click down. A couple wards are in range. And Ferrari, one of those heroes, he's got 200 damage with the additional damage being provided from the Orchid. And there we go, swap in. Joe is the one on the receiving end. Brewmaster, though, blink ulti. He's going to go in, takes out Black immediately. 1437 should go down. Buybacks are there for Mouse, but they're just cutting through their farm. Even if they hold, it's at a heavy cost, and that melee barracks, it looks like it will go down. Couple more ward right clicks. There we go. Melee barracks is down. Mousesports find themselves in almost an unwinnable position. There we go. BKB actually being picked up by Sing Sing, giving himself additional invulnerability to magic, but still, IG heroes just overwhelming Mousesports, who are just dropping like flies right now.
And Black just not able to tank long enough. Sing Sing, however, is pretty immortal at this point until he gets chain stun, disabled out. GG's come out for Mouse. And it really was a great series. I mean, this was a short game, but Mouse still played very well in this game. It was much more, like you said, the strategy that it was Mouse having any sort of foreplay. Great black holes from Come With Minscape. Outstanding individual farm from Sing Sing. Look at his farm, 166 CS in 28 minutes. But it's the Lifestealer. He's not a hero who can take that farm and stop a push like this early on. I'm not sure there's a carry that can, but Lifestealer is definitely not that carry.
I feel, I mean, IG just, they had this planned out. I mean, you saw they ban out the Enchantress, and then Mousesports, I feel they just overlooked the Chen. then their last two bans was a Venomancer and a Crystal Maiden. Sure, Crystal Maiden makes a good support, but it's not really worth banning when there's heroes like Chen in the pool, because a Crystal Maiden doesn't really add to the strategy. It's just a strong support, whereas Chen can build this push strategy and something that mousesports aren't able to go up against. Bamboo. Bamboo Dota. He played a great game one, I've got to say. When the game that Mouse won, Bamboo played some fantastically that game. And we'll see. Mousesports, though, they dropped game 3, and I have to say, a very entertaining series, LD.
It really was. You know, the game 2 in particular, very back and forth, balanced on a razor's edge for such a long time. Well, guys, this is our second East versus West matchup. There are many more to come in this tournament. To me, it's the biggest excitement about this event is these matchups we haven't gotten to see before. Europe versus China, you know, versus Southeast Asia, North America in the mix as well, and even the boys from Absolute Legends going to be throwing their weight in around as well. So that's going to do it for this series. Mousesports drop game 3. IG take the series 2-1. The East so far prevails. ehome beat Complexity yesterday. IG beats Mouse today, but the Western team's putting up one hell of a fight. We'll be coming back tomorrow for you guys with some more action. Godz, do you have the schedule ready? Because offhand, I cannot remember.
All I know is that Mousesports are playing twice, so their group is the two teams we saw. So that Mousesports are going to go up against MUFC and DK. So we've got a double East versus West header, and it's going to be, I'm not sure what order it is, either the MUFC versus DK or MUFC, but I think, yeah, MUFC versus I'm talking complete crap. MUFC versus Mouse, followed by DK versus Mouse, because MUFC, I'm sure, are playing at 9 p.m. Singapore time. So from 15 Central European summertime, we are going to have games, both Mousesports, both up against Eastern teams, one from China, one from Malaysia. Tonight, I guess, just a bit of a teaser for the two to come tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to get, if you like Mousesports, if you enjoyed what you saw today, you'll get a big dose of them tomorrow. And, well, they're going to have a great chance for revenge. Maybe they'll take out that anger on MUFC or DK. I'm sure they're not angry. But thanks again for tuning in, guys. I am LD of dotacommentaries.com. Joining me was godz. Great turnout on the stream. I mean, these viewer counts are honestly astounding to me. It just shows you how Dota 2 is growing quickly, how much interest there is in the game, and it bodes really well as we head towards the International too. If you guys missed any of the matches today, go ahead to youtube.com/LDdota and you can check out all of them. I do have to process the VODs and upload them, but they should be up somewhere in the next 4 to 6 hours or so, maybe a little bit longer than that. So again, youtube.com/LDdota for those. If you want to watch the game in client, you can also consider buying a Dota TV pass. It's only $3.99. That gives you 24 best out of 3 matches, as well as the playoff round. So you get a lot of bang for your buck. I think it's a better deal than any other tournament out there. And especially when you consider the quality of the teams that we have. 15 teams going to the International. Pretty much everyone. There are 2 teams that shall not be named, which aren't there. But we got pretty much all of them. And, well, yeah, godz.
Came close.
It was a great day, too. And hopefully there's... Or not
it
day
was,
2.
man.
It's day 4, actually, isn't it? But, yeah, day 5 should be even better. I'm totally losing track of time.
It's okay, man. We're getting tired. The long days, the long lasting hours. Big shout out, of course, to LD. And if those of you who wonder, he is LDdota, facebook.com/LDdota and twitter.com/LDdota. I myself, I'm Gosu Gamers, Gods, Beyond the Summits God, whatever I am. I'm GGNet Gods on Facebook and Twitter. And thanks everyone who support the stream by tuning in, as well as by buying those Dota 2 TV passes, which do, as LD says, give you so many awesome things. So big shout out to you guys, as well as to LD.
Yeah, thanks again for tuning in, guys. We'll be coming back tomorrow with more action, but for today's broadcast, that is going to do it. So we'll see you all then. Have a great evening, day, whatever time it might be, and we'll talk to you all tomorrow.